A very special guest and a house band, a one-man house band this morning. If you don't mind, I'm going to big you up. I'm going to give you the hard sell.
Big him up.
Go, man.
So over the years, he's been known by a variety of names. Paul Ramon.
Yes.
Apollo C. Vermouth. Percy Thrillington.
Oh, good one.
He's been a member of some of the greatest bands of our time. The Nurk Twins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Country Hams.
Yeah.
Susie and the Red Stripes. The Beatles.
Ah.
Since then, he's forged a nice little solo career for himself, and he's just about to release a new album that's up there with his best. It's Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney. Good morning, sir. Lovely to see you.
Hey, what about Wings?
Yeah, well, we have missed out. That should have been right at the top
As
there.
if that wasn't enough.
We're going to have to sack whoever did the research on that.
Impressive list, anyway. Impressive list.
So the new album's out on Monday. It's a great album.
Thank you very much, sir.
And nobody likes a smart ass, but you play most of the instruments on it.
Well, you see, they just call me Smarty.
You're multi-talented.
I blame that on Nigel Godrich, the producer.
He drove you like a slave driver.
He said to me, "Would you play drums, Paul?" And that started it all.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said, "Yeah, go on then." And he said, "Would you play guitar, Paul?" So you go on. He said, "Would you play flugelhorn?"
Yeah.
I said, "No, you're taking the mickey, Nigel.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because
You haven't got your flugel with
just
you."
down here, we
yeah.
brought you a flugelhorn.
There we go.
Is this yours or
It's a very
mine?
impressive thing.
How's that? There's your
That's
flugelhorn.
very good.
And there's your valve.
marvellous,
There's
yeah.
your
Can you get a bit of a tune out
Can you
of
get
that
a
for
note?
us?
Can you get us a note out of that?
Don't know about that. This is a fun show, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
As ever.
I'll supply
As ever, yeah. Well,
Let's see if
you're
you can
fun
get it.
lads, you are.
Yes. So you get
Very good.
Pretty
Very
good.
impressive.
That's the fast version.
That's the first. Yeah, it's good.
Which is not good.
No,
Well, the other one was.
for this time of the morning, it's quite impressive.
You just need a bit of.
Yeah, and you're off. Yeah, it's quality.
What about one of these? Do you reckon you could get anything out of one of these
This
for
is
you?
quite nice.
Fabulous.
Do you want to describe it to the listeners?
This is a watercolouring kit.
Very similar.
I can't
Very
get
similar.
anything out of that. I'm sorry.
Oh, do you want me to show you how to open
You
it?
show me how to do that.
Yeah, listen to that. It's a cracker, this.
There you go.
There we go.
It's a
Listen to it.
glockenspiel.
It is actually a glockenspiel.
It's beautiful,
yes.
little thing. Can you get us a note out of that,
No,
too?
but I could paint a little picture.
Yeah, here we go.
See?
Nice little flourish.
It is. It's just that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, just a
Flourish.
tinkle on the iris.
Well, would you leave me for a few minutes, lads? Well, I'm going to just play.
Yeah. Almost magical. How's that? That drum and bass thing coming in
Pete,
again.
do you want to show Paul what you're hiding under there for him?
something there. I mean,
We don't know if you've ever played one of these before. We thought, Paul
No.
McCartney surely plays any
Yeah.
instrument known to man.
This is a theremin, which is it's a great little instrument,
Oh, they're
isn't
very
it?
good then. Yeah,
Absolutely
actually,
brilliant.
Now you're talking.
How would you
It's
describe
so
what
cool.
it is? It's electronic. It's something with like radio waves, or isn't it?
Yeah.
The whole thing. It's quite complex. Is it?
It's like a big aerial.
This is a big aerial.
Yeah. Have we got it going?
Oh, yes.
There we go.
There we go.
This is it. Whoa!
There we go.
You mustn't touch it.
Yeah, I think that's what it. I think the volume. It's one of those.
It's not one of my specialities, but
Sound like you're casting a spell or something.
You play it with a certain flourish, I think.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Fantastic.
That was well. There we go. Paul McCartney on the theremin there.
So our guest all this morning is Paul McCartney, who has a fantastic new album, Chaos and Confusion in the Backyard, which is out on Monday. Since you last came in on the show, you've had a little kid.
yeah, but it's
Beatrice.
not called Chaos and Confusion.
Chaos and creation. He meant chaos and creation.
He meant chaos
he
and
meant,
creation.
He did meant
But
chaos
it is
and creation.
confusing.
Well,
I'm confused.
Chaos,
Title.
confusing chaos and creation in the backyard. Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
Easily confused.
Yeah, very.
got
Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah,
That is it.
yeah.
Since you last came on the show, you had little baby
I've had
Beatrice,
a little baby.
who's
yes.
coming up for 2 years old.
Beautiful, yes. But I must say, I don't like to talk to her because, safeguarding her private life.
That's fine.
That's
yeah.
fine.
I don't like to talk about her. I do actually like to talk to her.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of
do.
hoping that you do.
But,
Well, yeah, she is a gorgeous little edible thing.
Yeah.
and of course, now you've brought up 5 kids in total. There's Heather, Mary, James, Stella, and Beatrice. Is
Right.
that right?
Yeah, there's
So
a lot of them.
you've lived through perhaps every single family situation that people could encounter.
Where's this leading?
This is
Yeah,
leading.
let's wait and see.
It's always leading somewhere with
Yeah,
us.
Yeah,
exactly.
of course it is.
We've
Yeah.
got some of our listeners on the line who are encountering little family problems at the moment.
Not some of my children.
Gladly
No,
not.
that's turning into This Is Your Life, then, isn't it? Yeah.
Some of our listeners who are having domestic troubles, and maybe you could help sort them out.
Yes, maybe.
So first up, we've got Keely and Daniel. Hello, Keely and Daniel.
Hello,
Hello, good morning.
Hiya.
good morning.
Good morning.
How old are you?
I'm 8.
And is that Daniel there with you?
Yes.
And you're twins.
Yeah.
So there's also 8.
Yeah.
And you've got a problem you'd like Paul McCartney to fix for you.
Yeah.
What is it then?
Well, during our summer holidays, we've done quite a lot of jobs, and while all our friends have been out playing and stuff.
And you don't think you should have to do the jobs?
Yeah.
So what do you think, Paul?
I think get rid of your parents.
I'm sure they'd love to hear that, yeah.
That's probably the first thing to think about. Just get
It's
rid
a solid
of them.
piece of advice.
Front door, shut it when they go out, and just hide. I think that's a sensible. No, not really. I think it's very good that you do the jobs, and it's very good character building for your future. So forget the little thing I said about your parents, because they're really lovely people.
Of course. You never met anything but, though, did you?
I didn't mean that. I was
Of course
just
you did.
joshing.
Yeah.
All right, next up with a family problem for Paul McCartney, it's Sean from Glasgow. Hello, Sean.
Hi.
Hello, Sean.
Hi,
Good morning.
Sean.
So what can Paul do for you, Sean?
My dad eats and drinks beers in the lounge, and me and my brother have to sit in the kitchen because he says I always make a mess.
Get rid of your parents, it'll solve it.
Louis on line 3. Hello, Louis.
Hi.
What would you like to ask Paul McCartney?
Well, my mum and dad don't let me play loud music before I go to bed because it makes me go red.
It makes you go red.
Yeah, at night, just before I go to bed.
And it makes you go red.
Red. Well, like hyper.
Oh, he makes him go hyper, is it?
Hyper.
Oh,
I
right,
see.
sadly.
Oh,
So he
yeah,
can't
yeah,
get to
yeah.
sleep because his head's
So
full
you
of...
said it makes him go red.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
that.
I
Well,
thought
I
so.
was going to suggest a bit of makeup.
Well, yeah.
But no,
Bit of rouge.
what you're going to do, Louis, is play mellow music that sends you to sleep. Very slow, quiet. Oh, my, don't know how to fall. And that's the kind of thing.
Well, I'm dozing
You
off
won't
there.
get hyper. You'll go nicely to sleep. All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for ringing into our helpline.
There we go.
You've still got your website up and running, which is phenomenally popular.
Yeah.
Are you still recording bits and pieces for that?
Just little bits and pieces occasionally. I slip something in, you know.
And do you use the internet much? You
No.
don't?
You don't?
bother
No,
with
I'm
it?
absolutely useless.
Are you?
I tell you, it's. I met Eddie Murphy, the famous Hollywood man, and I said, "Well, you know, you after we met and sort of had dinner and that, you know, a great, lovely time. He's such a great guy and funny man." I said, "Okay, so I said, well, give me your mobile phone number." He said, "I don't have one." I said, "Okay, so well, give us your email." He said, "I don't do it." He said, I don't have a mobile phone. I don't do email." He said, "Computer, I don't do that, man. Doing internet." He said, "You know what that is, computer?" He said, "That's just watching TV all day."
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? He's got a bit of a point. It is funny for someone like me who comes from an age when none of this existed.
Yeah.
Working in the studio, you'll see the guys in the back, and I think, oh, they're all on laptops doing really important stuff to do with this record we're making.
Yeah.
So I sort of wander back, and they're like emailing all their friends. Oh, we're having a great time here. I think it was like, you know, all the guys at EMI when like we were making the Beatles records, all sitting in the back writing to their mum
Pads.
on Basildon Bond.
well,
Dear mum,
Quality paper.
dear mum, I'm at Abbey Road. Boy, it's such an exciting time. John's just done a vocal. You know, it's slightly weird if you ask me. But never mind, it's the modern world and we
Yeah,
love it.
it is, you're right.
Are you familiar with the website eBay,
Yeah.
on which people sell things?
Yes, exactly.
Often Paul McCartney things.
Yeah,
do they?
very
We
popular
thought
on
we'd
there.
do a little thing with you where we'd show you some of the things we found to do with you on eBay, and you can maybe have a guess at how much they're selling for.
Yeah.
So any idea what that might be?
That's not my birth certificate, is
It's
it?
not your actual birth certificate, I should hope, but it's a laminated copy of it.
Wow.
Oh, God,
Okay.
great.
How much
Thanks.
do you think somebody's paying for that at the moment?
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Tenner.
Tenner.
£2.99.
£2.99, yeah.
Paltry sum.
Yeah.
So next, we have a badge.
He says Paul McCartney is good.
Can you confirm that or deny?
And he is good.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you think that'll go for more or less than the birth certificate? Higher or lower?
That was
Higher.
Lower!
Higher! Higher! Higher!
lower. Lower.
You say lower.
Lower.
It's the right answer. That's £1.49.
You see?
Okay, yeah.
Next up, we've got what's described as a Paul McCartney
Costs
doll.
more to plug the eBay.
Look at that, look at that
That's
thing
a
there.
Paul McCartney doll. That is
Yeah.
fascinating and so look-alike.
Yeah,
I can't believe it. And
higher
that's going for
Higher or lower?
Higher.
20p.
Higher.
£85.60.
There you go, incredible.
Well,
85
it's
quid.
obviously very high quality.
Yeah, obviously, yes.
Next up, have you ever seen one of these before?
What is that? A bank of Beatles pound note?
That's exactly what it is. It's a Paul McCartney £50 note.
£50.
Yeah.
You say £50?
And it's going for a quid.
£9.99. What about this, Sam? Do you want to describe that to the listeners?
Well, that is
Let's have a
fabulous.
look at that.
That is a very fat bloke
In a
dressed in
suit.
a ridiculous costume, 2 ridiculous costumes, but he thinks he's off the cover of Sergeant Pepper.
Yeah.
But no, we're not going to tell him that he isn't.
Looks like he's off the cover of Weight Watchers, doesn't it? A little bit, yeah.
Oh,
How much do you reckon?
Those? Oh, that's about 500 quid's worth there.
£24.
24?
£24.
I'll have 2 of them.
85 quid for that doll, that's quite
And
impressive.
that is good.
Very
and
impressive.
then the fat bloke in the Sergeant Pepper
That's
costume.
all
If you
right.
ever need to hire a lookalike,
Oh, well,
he's not the man.
As a decoy.
that eBay stuff is totally just knocked the wind out of my sail.
Hey, well, songwriter extraordinaire. And we have our own songwriter on the show, Annabelle, who usually at this time on a Friday performs a song for us. And Annabelle's been writing a new song.
I have, yes.
But you're a bit stuck with it at the moment.
A little bit stuck, yeah.
So you were wondering if Paul could give you some pointers.
If that's okay.
So maybe Annabelle, Paul could show you the verse and the chorus, and because quite often in the old days, like John would bring in a song and you'd do the middle bit and finish it off for it.
Yeah.
So maybe you could help Annabelle with this. So do you want to talk us through what you've got so far?
Well, I've written a song about something that I really love. And I've sort of like got the verse and the chorus, but I just need to sort of take it from there a bit. And it's called Even Beef. Okay.
Okay.
I don't forget the melody.
Come on, Annabelle.
You stopped me from feeling... I forgot it.
Okay.
You're embarrassing yourself in front of a knight of the realm.
I know.
Pressure's on.
It's good, though.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got it.
Okay.
A bit short for a single.
You stop me from feeling blue. I like to have a Bloody Mary with you. Your skin's a smooth delight. Your soft flesh does truly excite. I love you all. Tomatoes, even when bitter skin gets stuck in my teeth. I love you all. Tomatoes, vine, cherry and plum. And even beef. And even beef.
Can we point out this is a beef tomato you're
Yeah,
talking
it's not the
about?
meat. Is it? With Paul being a staunch vegetarian, it's a beef
Vine,
tomato.
cherry and plum and even
beef,
beef.
yeah,
Tomatoes.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
So that's the verse and chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what you need a middle bit to
I need
go
a middle
with it.
bit, yeah.
But I think you've got to make it clear
Yes.
that the beef is referring to tomato.
Indeed,
Yes.
yeah.
So I
Okay.
would follow that. And I'll give us a little bit at the end there. And
Okay.
even beef.
And even beef.
Okay, so an even beef.
Beef.
Tomato. 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 I really love you now.
So can we put
That's
it all
what you
together?
need, yeah.
Can we
That's
put
what
that
you
all
need, yeah.
together?
Okay, shall I do
Can we grab some percussion? Have we got some percussion lying
There's
around in a bag?
And a couple of croissants or
I'll get some
something.
percussion, yeah.
Any tomatoes around?
Have I got a kazoo?
And
Can you-
if you could join in a bit of harmony, right? Tomato.
wait.
We'll do our best.
We'll
I'm
do
not known
some
for my harmonies.
tomato. Okay, got you.
So verse, chorus, middle.
Tomato.
Brilliant. All right.
Okay.
Stop me from feeling blue. I like to have a Bloody Mary with you. Your skin's a smooth delight. Your soft flesh does truly excite. I love you all. Tomatoes, even when bitter skin gets stuck in my teeth. I love you all. Tomatoes, vine, cherry and plum. And even beef. Yeah, even beef.
Tomato. Tomato. Tomato.
Every time you've been on the show, we've done this with you. We went down our local pub, the Old Coffee House on Beak Street, and we asked the regulars there to give us questions for Paul McCartney. So we thought we'd rattle through some of those before we finish. So, you got the first one?
First question, have you got an iPod?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you send text messages?
Yes.
And do you, when you're doing like the word two, do you put the number two, or did you use all the modern abbreviations?
No, I
proper.
do. I'm actually very careful. I like to spell it all out properly, but I do like the predictive text.
Oh, it's a bit
yeah.
difficult. I can't get it. It's a bit
I
difficult
love
for
that. I
me.
love
Do you?
that.
Okay.
What I particularly like about it, it's the surrealist in me, because I was sending someone a message saying, thank you very much for so and so and so, love from Paul and Heather, but it came out love from Paul and Heavier.
Oh, well, there you go.
And as she was 7 months pregnant at the
Well,
time,
it's quite
it was
right,
rather
yeah.
opposite.
Are your hangers wire, plastic, wooden, or padded?
Wooden for preference.
Oh, yeah.
Many stolen from hotels all around the world?
Yeah.
Don't let's talk about
Carlton,
that.
New York?
Yes.
No? Okay.
Have you got remote-controlled curtains?
No. Well, I used to.
Okay.
Okay.
I did
How-
a long time ago.
How big is your fridge?
My fridge is massive.
Double door? Old
Well-
ice maker?
well, massive,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Have you read the Da Vinci Code?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you like it?
I thought it was very good.
Okay.
I have.
What coloured toilet paper do you like?
White.
White.
Padded,
Yeah.
quilted?
Doesn't everyone?
Yeah, yeah. 4-ply?
Does
2,
anyone
4
have any other colour?
No, well, I believe there's pink and blues,
Wipe
but
their bodies.
yeah.
Final question from me. What does God look like?
What does God look like?
Yeah.
Is that your question?
No, it's a question from the pub.
Oh, that's from the pub.
What do you think
well,
he looks
who said it?
Yeah.
Was it a drunk?
Yeah, probably.
more than likely.
Yeah, well, there you go. I think I refer that question back to the drunk.
Okay.
You've probably got a better idea than I have.
Do you ever sing along to your own songs when you hear them on the radio? You do now and then.
Why not?
Paul McCARTNey, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much, lads.
It's
been a pleasure.
It's breakfast on us.
I'm Geoff. Memory Almost Full is the new album from Paul McCartney. It's his 21st solo album. I think it's fantastic. I've been playing it at home on repeat over and over again. Hey, but who cares what I think? Here is the most successful musician and composer in popular music history, Paul McCartney. Hello.
Hello, hello.
When you get an intro like that, do you think, is that me? Is that really me? Did I do that? How did I do that?
I know, I just sit here and bathe in it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Does it feel like you though?
No, it's weird actually, yeah. Because you're just yourself. You make music almost for a hobby. I feel so lucky to have it as a job. And then all this stuff happens, and you get famous, and people see you in the street and give you a funny look and that. And it is quite weird. Yeah, it's quite weird. But I like it. I mean, it beats the alternative where people don't know who you are and won't let you in clubs.
How are you? We all want to know, how are you? We've all been very worried about you. Are you eating properly? Are you looking after yourself?
Well, I am, thank you. And right here in the studio, you have got a tray, the most delicious little donuts and pasties and things. No, I'm okay, thank you, Jeffrey. I'm good. Music is really good for me, and it's been helping me through difficult times. So, yeah, I'm good, thank you.
We're glad to
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
it. Let's say
Lovely.
we've all been worried. I speak not just for us here in the studio, but for the public at large, I think.
Very kind of you, thanks a lot.
You remember Annabelle, of course?
Yes, I do, of course.
And Tony, he's a little meek and he often blends in the background, so maybe you won't be remembering from last time. I don't
Tony,
know.
looks excellent to me.
Glad to hear.
Both of them.
Years ago, in fact, the first time I ever interviewed you, an old colleague of yours, Geoff, said to me, "Listen, when you interview Paul, don't try and ask him something he's not heard before, because I can guarantee it, he will have heard everything." Now, I don't take that as a warning, I take it as a challenge.
Oh, so do I.
Paul McCartney, will you cut my hair?
Yes, Geoff.
Come
I
and...
will.
come and
Oh
lop a
my
bit off.
God, he's doing it on live radio.
I've borrowed some scissors and a comb. You see, this can go one of either two ways. If it's a good haircut, people say, "Where'd you get your haircut?" I say, "Paul McCartney done it." If it's a terrible haircut, I can say, "Oh, Paul McCartney done it." Is he lopping much off? I can't see. There's no mirror. How much would you say, Annabelle?
2 inches.
A little bit, just a little bit. There it is for you.
Thank you.
Right there.
Thank you. Did you ever used to cut the kids' hair when they were little?
Yeah.
Linda ever used to cut your hair?
Yeah.
You see, I always thought that was just like a northern thing. Like my mum would always. Cut my
It's
dad's.
sometimes with disastrous results. But I think yours is pretty good.
I think so.
A
If you
little lock there.
have to order a
I
mirror.
need more time to give you a real proper do.
Really? Well, you're welcome back any time. Now, listen, your new album is Memory.
But, Geoff, I must say, that is a first.
Yeah? That is a first.
Oh, yeah.
I did it.
Hey,
That's great.
That is a first.
Memory Almost Full is your new album. Now, let me get this right. Like I said, I did a bit on Google, but I didn't get it quite straight in my head. You've also taken on a job at Starbucks Coffee House.
Yeah.
How's that working out?
Well, you know, a lot of dishwashing and that, but it's okay. I don't mind turning my hand to that.
Because we would have all clubbed together, you know, if you
No,
said you a
it's
bit...
very kind of you, but, you know, I had to go out and get a day job at some point.
I've got the album here, and it's the first time you've ever made an album which is available for download. You've
Come on.
here in the 21st century,
Yes, this is right.
and not, so I've got this, but I know that all your old albums are coming on for download as well.
That's right, yeah.
Now, I went on the internet, and I had a look for some of your old stuff because I got the new stuff. I don't need the old stuff, and I couldn't find any wings, but I did find wing singular. This is what I found. I'm sure you never recorded this song as Wings, but this is Wing Singular, downloaded off the internet. Perhaps one of your most famous songs.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary's coming.
That is me.
That is you.
That is me, yeah.
Is you.
It was after a very bad night. The following morning, I made that recording, but I must admit, it's not one of my favourites.
What about this one?
Is this Wing again?
This is Wing again.
Yesterday,
Hello.
all my troubles seem so far away.
I've actually printed off a bit of information for you off the internet on Wing.
Yeah, great.
She immigrated to New Zealand from Hong Kong about 10 years ago, and she's been learning the English language through the means of music. There you go, have a picture of Wing. Ring any bells? Wing any bells?
There's not a lot I can say about this, really.
What about this one?
Excuse me, there is no...
I know this is one of your favourites.
It used to be. Oh, she's good. Oh, she's damn good.
Next time you tour, maybe you could consider using her as a support.
For what? I like the fact that on that blurb it says she Wing sings Elvis.
Yeah, well, it's all there on the internet.
What, me too?
Yeah, exactly. Right, Mr. McCartney, or Sir McCartney. Do I have to say Sir? I feel like
You have to say
informal.
King Paul.
King Paul. It's high time we played a song from new album. We're going to play the single Dance Tonight. We'll talk about the video in a minute, but I know this was one of the last songs you recorded for the album. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
It is the last song we recorded for the album. I was, whenever I come to London, particularly to do sort of a couple of office meetings, instead of just driving in the car, getting out and going in the office, I always have a walk about the last mile or so. So get dropped off, you know, in Soho, grooving, nice summer's day.
Yeah.
And this was towards the end of last year, which therefore wasn't a nice summer's day. But and I went past this guitar shop, ended up going in there, asking the guy there, who I know quite well, if he had any left-handed instruments. He said he had a mandolin. I ended up buying that off him. And because it's tuned like a violin, I didn't know how to play it at all. So I discovered a couple of chords. And then over the Christmas, I was just stomping at home, you know.
Yeah.
And it became like a little party thing. Everybody gonna dance tonight, you! A little hoedown thing that we always got going. I just sort of really liked it, so I ended up thinking, I'll just try it. We'll try and record it. And it ended up sort of being the opening track.
Well, great, here it is. It's a foot stomper, and the mandolin sounds so bright. I think it put a smile on anybody's face. It's the new single from Paul McCartney. This is Dance Tonight. Paul is here. The video to that is fantastic. It's such good fun.
Oh, thanks, yeah. It's made by Michel Gondry.
This is the Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind guy.
That's right, yeah. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotty Bum.
Yes.
It was actually what it was originally called, but they changed the title. Science of Sleep as well. But he's done a lot of music videos. He started off in music video. So I looked at his show reel, and it was really great stuff. So ended up ringing him up, asking him if he'd do it. And then Natalie Portman, I rang her up, just like you do.
I was going to say, like, so you've got Mackenzie Crook, who played Gareth in The Office. So did you just like him in The Office or Pirates of the Caribbean and thought, right, we'll have him?
I did like him in The Office and do love him as an actor. He was actually Michelle's choice. We had a postman in there, and he said, I think, you know, Mackenzie Crook would be great for the postman.
Your French is very good. Pardon Paul's French. Was that French?
No.
Okay. And Natalie Portman, and you just ring her up out of the blue. She's a friend of Stella's, and you say, you don't know me, but...
Yeah, exactly. I'm Stella's dad. And it was good. She happened to have some time, and I said, a little bit sort of, trepidation. I sort of said, I'm doing this music video, and I wonder, there's a part in it, I thought you'd be great for, and I wanted. She said, oh, sure, yeah.
Wow.
And she immediately was like interested in doing it, and I must say I was kind of delighted and slightly shocked.
Did you have a little crush on her, Paul? Is that
No,
it? No.
Jeffrey, you've got a one-track mind.
I have. It's true.
Hey.
So I was thinking, like, you ring Natalie Portman, you ring what's he called, Michel Gondry. Does anybody ever say no to Paul McCartney? Is there anybody so big that ever says no to Paul McCartney?
Yeah.
There are people like that.
Sure, people who don't want to do it.
Because we put it to the test. We thought, we got Paul coming in. Let's see if we can get some famous people to talk to Paul on the phone. Let's see who would say no to Paul McCartney or who would say yes to Paul McCartney. Tony, our meek producer here, can you give us an update on how you got on with that?
Yeah. I mean, at the start off, I thought we should start big. The sort of people that might expect a call from a living legend, like movie stars. So, like, Johnny Depp, he's, that Pirates thing's out at the moment, so he must be kicking his heels up at the moment, nothing to do.
Yes.
So I called Walt Disney, the company.
Yes.
And they said, no, he doesn't do telephone conversations.
He doesn't talk on the phone?
He doesn't talk on the phone, apparently. But I thought, I'm not taking no for an answer. I'll call his publicist in LA, and it was night time there, so I sent her an email. Well, I sent 3, to be honest. I wanted to seem keen. Got a reply this morning. Apparently, though, he's already found another job.
Oh, that's a shame.
He's filming something else. He must be on one of those work finder schemes
yes,
where you can't be out of work for long. Otherwise,
or the government get you back off the dole.
Yeah.
Really? I think maybe I'll ring him. Have you got his number?
I don't on
hey,
me.
Johnny.
Not in the studio.
Johnny, I'm on a radio show.
But, I mean, I thought perhaps I was barking up the wrong tree going down in the American line. Let's try with a Brit, like have one homegrown hero to another.
Yeah.
Like David Beckham. So I got hold of his gatekeeper.
Do you have a gatekeeper, Paul?
No. I have a gate.
But Simon says David's not talking to anyone at the moment. He's just concentrating on football.
No, he's got his priorities right.
So I thought, perhaps I'm barking up the wrong tree. Perhaps we need to go one man of music to another man of music. The Slade legend, Noddy Holder.
Yes.
I explained the situation.
Yes.
And Noddy said, well, I would, but I'm taking my son Django to the pictures, so unfortunately I can't.
Oh, God, no.
I'm afraid it was a no from Noddy.
That could be Johnny Depp Strikes Again, because he could have been off to see Pirates of the Caribbean.
It was Pirates of the Caribbean.
Was it?
Yes.
Well, that's neatly
so we don't have
rounded it off.
We don't have a surprise for you.
Well, I think we could cut that feature.
Paul, back to the album, Memory Almost Full. A lot of people are saying it, and I can hear it too. That it's very sort of wingsy. It's very like wings rather than wing. Were you conscious of that where you're making it? Was that something you decided on?
No, I'm never conscious of making an album in a particular style or way. I just write a song in the way it grabs me at the time. So Wings came out like that, and this isn't intentionally supposed to come out like Wings. In fact, I haven't heard that myself.
Is that right?
People have been saying it's a very personal album and diverse and stuff, but I think once Wing gets hold of it and covers a few,
who knows how it...
I think we should be all right there.
I'm going to play another track. I'm going to play Vintage Clothes, and I think that, like, the harmonies on this sound like Bluebird or No Words, something off Band in the Run. It's kind of got that vibe. It's almost like Linda Is There. Maybe in the harmonies. You're not with me on that?
I will be.
Okay, right. From Paul McCartney's new album, this is Vintage Clothes. Paul, you talk about old outfits in there. Have you kept your outfits from over the years?
I've kept a few, yeah. That's interesting. That's like what all the young bands, it's like one of their main questions, Have you kept any of your clothes? And, yeah, I have. I wear one of them in the Dance Tonight video. So I was thinking around what I would wear and the various ideas. Because, I'm supposed to just be at home casually and the postman arrives. So I was thinking, I'll just wear a sweater and just jeans or something, But then the idea, Stella got this idea. She said, let me have a look at your old clothes anyway. And so I did, grabbed a few of them. And just one jacket, which was great. It worked.
Which is your favourite era when you look at the clothes of the era? Which is your favourite?
Well, I like the 60s, because it was sort of so unique. I mean, you think about it, all the clothes we wear now basically T-shirts. That's kind of 50s or 40s.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like old American jeans.
Yeah.
That's like 20s, 30s, 40s. Shirts, suits, ties, and all that. That kind of just goes through all of it. But the 60s, there was this little kind of watershed of this mad, medieval, frilly, patchwork quilt clothes, velvet trousers and everything. So that was great to sort of be part of that. It was funky, you know. Nobody thought we looked daft.
Okay, and you were in the rag trade briefly in the 60s as well, weren't you?
Yeah, we had an Apple's clothes shop.
How did you deal with shoplifters in that shop?
And just let them lift. Basically, they just lifted everything.
Spirit of love.
We gave it away in the end.
We
gave all the clothes away. We just thought, we can't have a closing down sale.
Yeah.
So we just said, you know what, we'll just announce that if you come today and queue, you can all have one item each.
Yeah.
So I still meet people who say, I've got a jacket from that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So Memory Almost Full, I wouldn't call it a concept album, but there is like a thread running through it, which is kind of like memories maketh the man. You know, it's a fair thing to say?
Yeah, I suppose so. You know, you think about it, a lot of what you are is your past. So if you're going to write something, if you're a novelist, short story writer, poet, songwriter, you draw on stuff that's happened to you. And you maybe don't have to use it as an old thing. You can maybe just bring it up to date.
Yeah.
But let's say you got mugged once when you were a kid. You can bring it up now. It can be the opening scene of your novel. He was standing in the street. The guys were looking at him. They were eyeing him. Should he run or should he stand? He kicked out. Caught one of them. You know, whatever. And you draw on these things. You know, it's your pool of resources. So, yeah, that's what I did, really. And I think this album draws on more than I usually do.
I'm interested to see how good your memory is. You know, like how are you with faces and names and things? Because
Go on.
Why
I don't like the sound of
look
this.
Trepidation in you? We have some people out in the corridor. First, do like "This Is Your Lifestyle" thing. See if you can recognise the voice first off. Here is number one.
Does 10 Mathews Street, Liverpool, ring a bell for you, Paul? It's the address of the Cavern Club. Of course. Well, this is a familiar voice that I'm sure you'll forever associate with that famous place.
Who could that be, Mr. McCartney? King Paul?
You serious?
Yeah?
Who could that be? David Beckham.
Right, let's have a look. Is this face ringing a bell?
Oh, it is David Beckham!
Do you want to tell Paul how you know him?
We're going back to a Friday night in 1962, Paul. You were walking in the gents with a look of purpose on your face. I had just relieved my full bladder, having had 4 rum and cokes, and was busy doing up my flies as I walked out of the toilet. We ever so slightly bumped into each other, and the rest, as they say, is history. I said, "Sorry, mate," and you smiled. I then exited the room. It really was a magic moment for both of us.
Do you remember? Do you remember Barry? Do you remember him?
No!
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay.
I picked his pocket, obviously, on the way in the walk. Well, what was that, mate? Do tell. Come on.
Paul,
You're going to tell.
Let's try another one. What about this one?
Paul, it was 1969 in North London. Do you remember recording your 11th album at the Abbey Road Studios? Then I'm sure you'll remember my familiar and friendly face.
Who could that be, Mr. McCartney?
Oh, no. This is embarrassing.
Well, let's bring it in.
There it is.
Is that a face that you remember?
Yes, it's David Beckham.
Go on, Margaret, tell Paul how you know him.
Well, it was a sunny afternoon and I was driving along the Abbey Road in my Ford Anglia on my way to get some shopping, and I came to a zebra crossing. Upon spotting someone waiting to cross, and in accordance with the highway code, I slowed down. And that's when we met, Paul. I've never forgotten this moment, and I'm sure you haven't either. You walked across the road, reached the other side, and then went on your way. I took my foot off the brake, pressed down on the accelerator, and continued to the shops. It was a truly great day.
That must have been a great day in your life as well.
That was actually one of the best in my life, yeah. That was fantastic. Well, great to see you again.
One more.
Go on, then.
Who is this?
Cast your mind back, Paul, to February 1964. Do you know who it is yet? Here is another clue. The Ed Sullivan Show. Yes, it is me again, my old friend.
Who is that?
Baskermenon.
Here he is! It's our final person. Look, it's him!
Yes.
Nabil, do you want to tell Paul how you know him?
Yeah, I'll never forget you, Paul, or that special day, February 7th, 1964. We were in the VIP lounge at Heathrow Airport. You were waiting to board Panam Flight 101, which would take you to New York, and your appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show. I was going on a business trip to Tokyo, having decided to refresh myself with a complimentary drink. My hand reached for a small bottle of tonic water. I couldn't believe it when I saw another hand reaching for the exact same drink. Both hands recoiled, and I emitted a nervous laugh. You said, "After you." I smiled, and that, my friend, was that. It is wonderful for us to be reunited after all this time.
Do you remember him?
Yeah, of course, like it was yesterday.
That moment over the tonic water.
Fantastic, yeah.
Thank you, Nabil.
Fantastic.
It's nice to take you down memory lane. Do you remember? Were you ever on This Is Your Life, by the way?
No, not me. I was on it for other people.
Other people, but you always managed to avoid it yourself.
I did, yeah.
Right, let's play another song from the album. I'm going to play Nod Your Head, which is such a great song. It's so rocky. It could be the White Stripes.
All right.
You think? And your voice sounds fantastic. Does it hurt singing like that?
No, it's good fun.
You can still do it. Yeah! Right, from Paul McCartney's new album, Memory Almost Full, this is Nod Your Head. And Why Don't We Do It in the Road? Before that, Nod Your Head. I put those two songs together, Paul, because I think they kind of got the same vibe. Do you get that?
I do. That is, nodding your road.
Do you ever think of songs as like cousins or brothers or sons or daughters of other songs?
Yeah, I think I do, actually, sometimes. You know, the style a little bit in common. You can't help it, you know, when you keep writing. Sometimes you go back to a trick or two that you've already used.
And are any of your songs the runts of the litter?
I don't like to think so.
I'm glad to hear
I like to think that they're all little charming people.
Now then, are you familiar with the expression, the elephant in the corner?
The elephant in the corner, yeah.
This is just in case people don't know what I'm talking about. This is when there is a thing which everybody is avoiding in the conversation. And, since you were last here at Virgin Radio, there was a very big and painful and public split. But I think we should respect the privacy. I think me and Pete we don't want to talk about it. We just want to get on with our lives.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
Thank you. That's so kind of you. Now, of course, I'm not going to pry about your love life either, whether you're seeing this lady or you're not seeing this lady. But
I'm seeing Pete.
You are seeing Pete. One day, all we want for you is to be happy. As the public, we just want to see Paul McCartney happy. And there's no rush. But one day, we'd like to see you meet a soulmate.
Oh,
and I know Annabelle is particularly worried about this. Do you remember Annabelle?
Yes, I do, yeah.
You wrote a song about tomatoes with her.
That's right, yeah, we were good.
Very good, yeah.
In fact, I read a quote from you recently saying that, no of your other collaborators could actually, touch John Lennon. John was the best.
Yeah,
and Annabelle was
forgot
Annabelle was and Annabelle, don't worry, we're not setting you up with Annabelle, but, Annabelle was thinking, it's perfectly acceptable in this day and age to put an advert online or in a local newspaper, and just when you're ready, Annabelle's written something and you can take it away, and when you're ready to mend that broken heart, you can place this advert. Annabelle, can we hear what you've written for Paul?
Yeah.
Single male would like to meet anyone nice whose favourite restaurant isn't the Beefeater Inn. Although actually they do nice crispy coated bready mushrooms there, so maybe it'd be okay after all. If you like a Scouser, he's your man. He's from the city famous for Fred's weather map, Natasha Hamilton out of Atomic Kitten, and that cricket shot where all the footballers' wives go. He's also a knight. Not of the chainmail type, but I'm sure he'll be prepared to don fancy dress, if that's your thing, as I get the feeling he likes dressing up, having previously been seen as a World War I soldier, both English and German, a travelling medicine man and vaudeville performer, and a walrus. The man is just below pensionable age, but you'd never guess. Although there does seem to be a little stiffness in the thumbs. It looks like he might find it hard to bend them, as they are usually erect. He's very musical, though, and plays such a variety of instruments that he'd have no trouble at all setting up as a one-man band busker should it all go wrong for him. And finally, if the likes of Big Brother and Love Island have given you a taste for all things celebrity, this gentleman has celebrity friends, including Ringo Starr, who famously narrated the first 2 series of Thomas the Tank Engine. So make sure you call right now to meet this lovely man.
What do you think, Macca?
That's it. Sold me.
Yeah?
I'll date him.
Right, we're going to play another track from the album Memory Almost Full. I think this is a beautiful song. It's sort of right up there with some of the classics, I think. This is The End of the End. From Paul McCartney's new album, Memory Almost Full, that's The End of the End. I'll tell you what, Macca, you've written a Christmas song before now, you've got a birthday song. You could corner the funeral market with that song.
Well, this is it. It's what we're hoping.
You can hear that played at people's funerals. Tell me, have you ever fantasised about your own funeral, what it would be like?
No.
Oh, yeah? Would you want people weeping, throwing themselves prostrate?
No, telling jokes. Preferably dirty ones.
I think we live in a weird age, and the album kind of taps into this as well, where with reality shows and stuff, it's always, let's see a montage of your best bits. Do you know what I mean? They'll set like people's best bits to music, and I think if we think about your life, there are so many iconic things that we could set to music that would be the duration of Hey Jude. You've had such an incredible life in so many ways.
7 minutes.
It's 7 minutes worth. That's a lot of life. I'm interested to know, serious question, if you think about like a montage of your own life, how many bits would be those iconic bits and how many would be just personal bits and family stuff? What would the ratio be?
Probably be more personal bits and family bits, interspersed with a few wonderful, iconic moments.
Yeah. Shea Stadium or something.
Yeah, you'd have to chuck a few of them in.
Yeah.
But no, mainly it'd be, youth, teenage, and all that's nothing to do with that. And the family.
You talk about, the album's called Memory Almost Full, and I think, everybody, there's so much bombarding us, everybody has a sense of that, but in some ways it's like you've lived 7 or 10 lives in the space of an ordinary person's lifetime. And
True.
I was wondering when... does it ever stop being weird? Like, since the last time we talked, you did a concert for people on a space station. You were in a classical Brit. You opened and closed the Live 8 concerts. Does it ever, like, imagine when you were a teenager, like, the idea of coming on the radio and talking about your music be really exciting. Now I imagine talking to me is a pain in the arse.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it is, actually. No, I've had enough of this interview. It's all very well sitting here and joking and taking all these banal questions and this insanity you're throwing at me. I finally cracked.
Don't crack!
I have finally cracked.
We have a treat for you. I've built a time machine.
All right, I was just kidding.
I
think it's lovely, actually.
I'm
having the time of my life.
Glad to hear it. I built a time machine for you.
Go on.
And I'm just going to tap in the coordinates here. We're going to travel back to various points in your life. See what you may remember of this full memory of yours. Okay, we're heading for...
I'm going. Here I go. Ooh.
We're heading for the 22nd of January, 1993. Do you know where we are? Can you hear where we are? Can you see where we are? There's the mists of time clear.
Oh, yeah.
We're in Pinewood Studios. You're rehearsing.
That's right.
You remember what happened this day?
Yeah, got up, had a cup of tea. Went to Pinewood, and then the Beatles split up. No, I don't know. You tell me.
Princess Di turned up with the lads to say hello.
That was it.
Yeah, you remember that?
You see now, that was something.
How did that happen?
She knew David Putnam, who was doing some film work there, and we were rehearsing. And there she came in with her 2 lads.
Yes.
And it was great. We were asked to have lunch with her. And, like a lot of people, I thought she was great.
Yes.
A real nice lady. And my enduring memory, though, was we're sitting next to Harry.
Yeah.
And my daughter, Mary, came in. And she sat down. We're there with the boys and Diana and David Putnam and myself. And my daughter Mary came in, and Harry turns to me and said, "Who's that?" You know, he's only 93. What was he?
Yeah.
He was a young whippersnapper. He said, "Who's that?" I said, "That's my daughter, Mary." He said, "She's awfully attractive, isn't
Wow. It could have been rock royalty meets British royalty.
she?" This is it. Was still a chance.
There's still a chance. Right, let's head off
Stop
somewhere
it.
else.
Sorry, Mary. Only kidding.
Let's head off somewhere else.
Oh, I'm going. Oh.
Looks like we're
Where is this? Where am I?
I'm just having a... It looks,
Where am I? I'm not going to hurt you.
This looks to me... this looks to me like 1975. We appear to be in a kitchen. That smells like a Sunday roast. You're with the family enjoying a Sunday roast. But hang on a minute. What's that we can see out the window of the farm?
It's the lambs.
It's little lambs. It's the
It's
moment.
lambing.
It's the moment you became vegetarian.
It is. It is. We're eating leg of lamb, and we decide that it's not entirely the coolest thing to do while you're watching these lovely little lambs. And that is it. That was when we went veggie.
And have you never any meat since? You've never swallowed a fly or anything?
No.
All right, let's go.
A few have tried.
Let's go for another one. Where are we heading now?
Here I go.
It looks like we're heading for the 60s. I know they say if you remember the 60s, then you weren't there. But hang on a minute, this is 1967. It's not too far from here. In fact, it's just around the corner in Kingley Street. Isn't it the old Bag o' Nails Club?
Hey, now you're talking.
This is where you met Linda for the first time at a Georgie Fame concert.
That is right.
What's your memory? Like seeing her across the room? What was your
That
memory?
was exactly it, yeah. We were watching Georgie Fame and the Blue Flames. And I looked across the room, saw this very attractive girl, and thought, well, she's nice. But suddenly, at the end of the show, she was leaving. And I thought, ooh, here goes nothing. So I just sort of stood up and said, "Hi, my name's Paul. Would you like to come to another club?" I mean, the worst chat-up line ever.
But it worked.
But she said, yeah. And we ended up going over to the Speakeasy, where I heard White a Shade of Pale for the very first time.
What a night. One more, one final one then, Paul. Let's head off now. Maybe further back in the mist of time. What a picturesque scene. It's the English seaside.
Yes.
The year is 1961. We're heading for the Isle of Wight. Where you went hitchhiking with your mate John Lennon. What do you remember about hitchhiking with John in 1961? Anything?
We ended up staying at my cousin Bet and Mike's place. We had a pub in Ryde.
A pub, you say?
A pub?
Oh, well, we're in a pub now.
There you go.
And what were you doing in the pub?
Drinking?
Well, did you form a little band called the Nurk Twins?
Well, actually, that was in Reading.
Ah.
So just get the machine that goes.
Okay.
Hang on. We're in Reading in a pub.
And you did a two-piece band, you and John,
We
duet. You
did,
called
yeah.
yourselves-
We were there for a week, having a lovely time. We used to help out in the bar a little bit, earn a little bit extra money. And my cousin's husband, Mike, said, "Why don't you do a gig?" Because we were playing with our guitars.
Yeah.
So we called ourselves the Nurk Twins and did this gig on the Saturday night. And we were rehearsing. And he said, "Wow," because he was a kind of showbiz guy.
Yeah.
But he'd been entertainment manager at Butlins.
Yeah.
Come on, how much more showbiz does
Absolutely.
it get?
It's in your blood.
It's in his blood. Anyway, he said, "What are you going to open with?"
Yeah.
And we said, "Bebopalula." "Well, Bebopalula, she's my..." He said, No. He said, "Haven't you got anything fast and instrumental?" We said, hang on. And we remembered Les Paul's How High the Moon. John was strumming. I was playing the... He said, "That's it. That's your opener. And then Bebopalula."
Well, how's about we don't have any guitars, but we do have a ukulele.
We have a ukulele.
How's about giving us something like you would have been doing as the Nurk Twins at the pub there back in Reading in 1960, I think that was. We tuned it left-handed, especially for you.
You did too, yeah. What we might have been doing is the Nurk Twins. "Well, Bebopalula, she's my baby. Bebopalula, don't mean my..." Oh, come on. You have to ruin everything, don't you?
I'll stop then. I'll stop.
I was really getting into that then.
Go on, I'll maintain a respect.
Bebopalula, she's my baby. Bebopalula, I don't mean maybe. Bee-ba-ba-lula, she, he, sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Paul, I noticed you do a lot of whistling on this new album. You're a great whistler.
Well, I try.
How many would you give yourself out of 10 as a whistler?
Whistler, 3.
Who do you think's one of the world's greatest whistlers?
My daughter Mary.
Who else? Who's your
Who else?
whistling
A
hero?
whistling hero? I don't know.
Do you know this one? Do you remember this?
Let me see.
You ever heard an album called Around the World on a Whistle?
Oh.
Who would that be?
What's his name?
The Happy Whistler. Ronnie Ronald.
Really?
Listen to that.
Wow. He's good.
If you fancy like doing a whistle off with Ronnie, I'm sure he could
No.
be arranged.
No. Sounds like an ocarina.
No, it sounds like an ocarina, but this is the,
Deadly accurate.
Yeah.
Very good.
Are you suggesting that Ronnie Ronald, the world's most famous whistler, might have been a fraud?
Well, it sounds like a synth to me.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna give you another serious question here. I know we don't do many of them, but I really like the album. I really do. I think it's a great Paul McCartney album. But I am always going to listen to a Paul McCartney album. What about the people who think, I know what Paul's like already? I've got my Paul McCartney albums. Last year, Bob Dylan released a great album, and I like Bob Dylan. I like Blood on the Tracks and Blonde on Blonde. But I thought, well, I don't need to hear another Bob Dylan album. Are you interested in reaching the people who think that they've got enough Paul McCartney in their lives?
Yeah, I suppose, you do something, you want to reach people with it in the hopes that they'll go, oh, this one's different. Actually, that's one of the reasons we're doing the thing with Starbucks.
Yeah.
Because you'll reach different people there. You'll reach coffee drinkers.
Yes.
And muffin munchers. Steady on.
Do you fancy a bit more wing before you go home?
Oh, come on.
You're going to like this one.
Oh yeah, tell you something. I think you understand. Then I see there's something. I want to hold your hand.
All right.
Right, some quick fire questions, Paul. What is your best swimming stroke?
Breast.
How many dogs do you have at the moment?
None.
You have no dogs?
None.
When you did last have a dog, what was it called? That's a funny name.
I know. It's a funny dog.
Have you ever voted on a reality TV show?
Oh, God, no.
You must be making a lot of money out of Grease is the word at the moment. People don't know, but he owns all those songs. He owns all those songs. What is your favourite Monopoly playing piece on the board?
Playing piece?
Yeah, the little piece you play with, the top hat and the dog.
Top hat.
Top hat. Who was your first crush and who was your most recent?
Ooh. I can't answer the last one.
Okay.
Because I haven't got one.
Okay.
First one was a girl called Jasmine.
Was she in your class at school, primary school or something?
No, she just used to live in the flats nearby. But she was completely unattainable. Until one day she arrived at our house and knocked on the door.
Yes.
And I was on the toilet.
Missed opportunity.
Missed life.
Yeah. Have you ever done an IQ test?
No.
How big is your carbon footprint?
Very tiny.
Okay. Veggies have tiny carbon footprints.
And hybrid cars.
Yeah. Is your dressing gown silk or toweling?
Cotton.
Yeah. Are they still doing Linda McCartney's country pies? I couldn't see any in Tesco's the other day.
They are doing them, and they're launching a new range. Plug.
And finally, King Paul.
Yes.
What's it all about?
Well, it's just about the difference between a serf, Geoff, and a king like myself, Geoff. What is that indefinable difference? It's genius. That's all there is to it, Geoff. I don't want to appear immodest. That's all there is, love. That's all you need a bit of.
Well, as if I needed my self-esteem denting any further, King Paul. Right. Thank you very much, Paul McCartney. The album is Memory Almost Full. I was going to finish with Gratitude. How does that sound?
Sounds good to me, love. You are a caution, Geoff.
Thanks for dropping in on us again.
Lovely to be here.
Gratitude.
Paul McCartney, welcome back. Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine,
All right,
thank you.
good,
Yes.
How was yesterday?
Yesterday we got a good response.
Went down well?
Yeah, people liked it,
Great,
especially the bit
lovely.
about the knickers.
Oh, yeah. Well, I
Yes.
shouldn't have told you that, really.
How do you take your tea, by the way?
Just, with the fist.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Are you
generally with the fist.
Are you more of a tea man or a coffee man?
Tea, milk and sugar.
None of this sugar, you take sugar.
Sugar, these days, yeah, I know not many people dare to take sugar
Mm.
these days, but I'm just reckless.
So you're keeping busy. The new album Electric Arguments is released next week. But also for this year, for the first time in your career, you played in Israel. Now, was that something you'd always wanted to do? Or did it just come up and you sort of thought, why not?
It just came up, and what had happened was we'd been banned when we were the Beatles. And one day our manager, who was Jewish, said to us, we can't go to Israel. We said, why not? He said, well, they think that you're a bad influence on the youth. And I think it actually let him down and his family, because it's like, oh, why would they say that about the nice boys who they thought we were? So because we'd been banned, I did think it might be nice to go back and prove that we weren't the bad influence. So I did go back, but I also made a point of going to Palestine.
Yeah.
Because a few people said, oh, you don't want to just go to Israel, the Palestinians won't like that. So anyway, I made a point and went out the day before the concert, went down to Palestine. And it was great, actually. Went to a little music school in Bethlehem.
Yeah.
It's fabulous. And then went to where Jesus was born, which was great. And then the next day went and
Did they
did
have
the
a
show.
plaque?
It's very strange. They've actually got a hole in the ground.
Really?
Yeah. It was really great, actually, very vibey. And I say, meeting the kids in the Palestinian music school was great, too. So it was a good trip. And then we played Tel Aviv the next day. And it's funny because I thought, I'm going to speak some Hebrew
Yes.
for the crowd that was mainly there. But also I want to speak some Arab for the Palestinian people. So I did. So I said, it was the New Year. So I said, Shana Tova, which is Happy New Year in Hebrew. And then I said, Ramadan Kareem. Well, the Shana Tova got a huge...
Yeah.
And they went, and let's not forget, Ramadan Kareem. And he went, way! But there was a moment where they were looking at each other thinking, you going to cheer? I'm not.
So with your new popularity in the Holy Land, we thought it'd be great to get some rabbis to ask you questions. Hello, have we got our first rabbi on the line? Hello, who's that?
Hi, yes, it's Arnold Saunders.
And Arnold, you're a rabbi?
I am indeed.
Okay, so do you want to say hello to Paul?
I certainly do. It's a great honour.
Hi, Arnold.
Hello, Sir Paul.
Hi.
Do you have a question for Paul?
I do indeed. If I can...
What is it?
At the end of a Jewish wedding, the groom stamps on a wine glass, you probably know. Sometimes I wish I could do that bit, but you won Ultimate Legend at the MTV Europe Music Awards, presented by Katy Perry. What do you think about Rick Astley winning Best Ever Act, or Best Act Ever, and were you worried that this is a higher accolade than the award you won?
No, I think it was justly, richly deserved. Good luck to you, Rick, I say.
Thank you, Rabbi. Right, let's go straight for another one. Who do we have on the line?
You have Raquel on the line.
And Raquel, are you a rabbi?
I'm not a rabbi.
Oh, but how close to being a rabbi are you?
Oh, so close. I'm actually in a community development role for a synagogue in London.
So you work in a synagogue?
I do, yes.
But you don't have a beard?
I do not have a beard.
And do you want to say hello to Paul?
Hello, Paul.
Hi there.
Oh, it's an honour.
Do you have a question for Paul?
Well, how the devil are you?
I'm lovely, thank you. All the better for speaking to you, Rabbi.
Excellent. Really what I'm wondering about, you've been working with the producer Youth, formerly of the my favourite band Killing Joke, and who's worked with The Orb, The Verve, Susie and the Banshees, my second favourite band, The Shaman. Who else would you like to collaborate with?
Me? Ooh, I don't know. Maybe Bob Dylan would be lovely, because I admire him. And I was thinking the other day, maybe David Byrne, because I like him too.
Fantastic.
Cool, well thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much.
And then just for balance, do we also have a Palestinian on the line?
Yes, it's Layla El Haddad.
Hello Layla, do you want to say hi to Paul?
Hello, Paul, how are you?
Hi, Layla. Good, thanks. How about you?
I'm swell.
All right.
Do you have a question for Paul?
Sure, absolutely. All right, a popular Palestinian dish is mjaddara, which consists of rice, lentils, and onions. It tastes great. You'd love it. But let's not get bogged down with that.
I don't know. You get
You
bogged
recently
down
played-
with a plate of that.
I know, it's not a bad thing to get bogged down in, I suppose. You recently played in Israel and you popped into Palestine. I hope you thought it was enjoyable, although I'd love to see you one day go to my hometown, the Gaza Strip. Is there a country, or territory, I should say, you'd never played in that you'd still really like to?
Yeah, I've never played in China. Kind of interested to see what that's like. There's lots of places I've never played, but I think China would be the answer. Or Cuba, with my friend Fidel.
You happy with that answer, Layla?
Sure. So here's to China, Cuba, and Gaza.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right.
See you later.
Thank you to our rabbis and our Palestinians. We need to get a move on. Welcome back, Paul.
Hi, how are you? Yeah, but a bit of a hard day today.
Well, we're halfway through the week now.
No, it's good. I'm enjoying.
I'm a little. It's a shame in a way that you haven't brought any gifts in for us.
Well, I never do. You know that. I'm consistent.
Do you not bake?
No.
Are you not a good baker?
Well, I've been known to do a little bit here and there.
But-
Lasagna.
Veggie lasagna.
Is that baking?
I think so. It goes in the oven. That counts as baking.
Right, yeah. Well, I make a mean one.
Now, you may remember you here a couple of years ago, and we got a whole team of scientists and boffins here at the radio station to construct a special Paul McCartney time machine to take you back to moments in your history. And the thing is, it's just been sat in the cupboard ever since you were last here. It only works on you. So we thought we'd dust it off and set off through time again. You happy with that?
That sounds like a good
Right,
idea.
so let me just
there it is.
just setting the coordinates here. So
It's comfortable.
it's travelling through time now.
Yeah.
Where will we be?
Wow. Hey, look at that.
Oh, look. The
Whoa.
mists are clearing.
Oh, yeah.
Do you recognise this place, Paul?
Oh, yeah.
It's the 11th of March, 1997.
Right.
You're about to receive your knighthood.
Oh, this is it, yeah.
What do you remember about this day? What do you remember waking up on that day?
Being slight trepidation at the idea of going to Buck Palace and being honoured by Her Madge.
Did you wash? Did you wash before you went? Did you take
That morning I did.
special care to your
I did,
ablutions?
yes, I did. Well, I hadn't washed for about 2 weeks, so I thought, can't go there smelling. So I did wash that morning.
Who else was there getting done on the same day?
Lord, all of them. You name it.
Yeah.
They were there.
The whole lot.
Yeah.
And what did she say to you? You must have met her a million times.
I have not met her a million times, but met her a few
500.
times. And she did ask me about my school in Liverpool, LIPA, Liverpool Institute for Performing Arts, that she had visited. And she said, "How's it going?"
And what did you say?
"Fine, mum."
Did you lay on
Thank
the
you.
Scouse accent a bit thick?
No, she's great. No, I like her. I think, like you say, I've met her a few times, and it's always a bit of a laugh. I mean, first time I met her, we was in one of those lineups with the Beatles, and she just stops at whoever. She stopped at me, and she said, "Where are you playing tomorrow night?" And I said, "Slough, mum." Which was true, we were. And she said, "Oh, that's just near us." I thought, there you go. Hey? So, she's great.
And what did your missus say when you got home from getting your knighthood?
Oh, she was very proud.
Yeah.
It was lovely. Yeah.
And do you ever wish they'd make you a lord like Andrew Lloyd Webber?
No.
Go on, you could sit in the House of Lords.
I know, exactly.
Shall we go somewhere else?
I think so.
Okay, let's enter some more coordinates.
Oh, look at that.
Look.
Blackpool. Wow.
The mists are clearing again. This looks like a beautiful Liverpool summer's day in 1953. There's a little lad there with his even littler brother. They're out door to door on the streets. What would they be doing?
It's me and our Mike.
It's you and your Mike.
I recognise us anywhere.
What are you doing going door to door?
We're canvassing.
For what?
For the Speak Gardening Club.
What's the Speak Gardening
Well,
Club?
my dad was a member of it, and he used to send us out, and we had to go and knock on the door. "Excuse me, would you like to be a member of the Speak Gardening Club?" They would say, "Yes, sir." Or, "What's in it for me?" you'd say, cheap gardening things and hints and free manure, things like that.
Because you used to get sent out collecting manure as a kid, didn't you?
Yeah, didn't everyone?
Not me.
Oh,
No,
you missed it, lad.
It was different.
You don't know.
The other side of the East Lancs Road.
That's what I mean, so you don't know.
And were you a good salesman for the Speak Gardening Club? Did you recruit many members?
No. But, no, you know what? It was interesting. I mean, looking back, it's like, did I do that?
Yeah.
I did. And you just, in life, you just get one or two memories, and they're not particularly to do with anything. But I just remember you saw everyone on the estate where you lived, that was for sure, because you knocked on all the doors. I remember knocking on a door, and it was a blind couple and a kid. I remember thinking, wow, God, the way they live,
Yeah.
just funky. You would have never seen that. Well, now I knew that those people, had a kid and mum and dad were blind. And I suppose it just makes you think, and this kind of thing sticks in your mind,
And because you're in the band very young, you're doing music since a young age, are there any jobs that you wish you'd had a go at, even just like a bit of a job that you would like to crack at?
I did have a couple of jobs which weren't very wonderful. I was a coil winder for Massey and Coggins, and I was also second man on a lorry.
Were you?
Yeah, which is, basically you helped the first man on the lorry carry boxes.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty interesting. And I'm nodding off.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Are we going forwards? Are we going backwards? Are you enjoying this experience of floating through time and space?
Yeah.
Multi-dimensional?
Yeah. Wow.
Where is this? We've gone forward in time.
やあやあ恐ろしい囚人たちおやすみもうお前らにやる時間は今夜はないぜ
Now this doesn't look so good. It's 1980, we're in Japan.
Ah.
You're in the big house.
Nice in here. Warm.
For people who don't know the story, what happened there?
I don't know. You tell me.
You were busted.
Oh, yeah. I was, yeah.
And did you think you'd be in jail for a long time? At the time you didn't know that it was only going to be a matter of days, but...
9 matter of days, actually. Yeah, it was a very scary experience.
The other people in there, though, how were they?
Very interesting, actually. I mean, you had to just make the best of it. It was like one of those things, God, what's going on? But yeah, but there were some interesting guys. There was a racing car driver, like a Formula One guy who was in for speed.
Wow.
It's true.
Wow.
It was. Anyway, yeah, and there was some other guy who was kind of scary who had a big samurai tattoo on his back. And one of the other guys told me, he said, that means he's mob. Japanese gangsters.
So you didn't go near him?
No.
Shall we go somewhere nicer? The present day and the new album, then?
I think we could do a little better than this.
That.
Let's whoosh out of here.
OK, so I'm going to play Nothing Too Much Just Out of Sight from the new LP.
All right!
This is probably the heaviest thing you've done in years.
Is it?
Do you not think
you
so?
weren't at my house on the weekend.
Wow. I can come this weekend, though. I'm not doing anything. This is Fireman and Nothing Too Much Out of Sight. We'll see you tomorrow. It's Paul McCartney week. He's been joining us every night this week so far, and here he is again. Hello.
Hi there.
You enjoying the week so far?
It's good, yeah. I'm getting a lot of feedback.
Yeah?
People sticking their heads out of cars.
Saying, why on earth are you doing that?
Yeah, don't do it. Don't go in today, Paul. But I say, no, I'm enjoying it, and it's good.
Still no presents for us?
I know, I forgot them, actually. I had a load of them, but I just forgot them this morning.
So the new album, Under the Pseudonym, The Fireman, is released next week. We're going to play another track off it in a minute. Here's a question for you. Do you consider yourself to be an honest man?
Yeah.
Is honesty the best policy?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a lie detector test?
Yes.
Well, you'll be glad to hear that they're far too expensive and we couldn't afford one. But I thought what we could do, of course we've got the team here. You met Annabelle before. Nelson is a new face to you, I think.
Hey,
do you like his face?
Yeah. Rather attractive.
And Tanya reads the news on the show.
Hi, Tanya.
And I thought
I could do that.
I thought, here's a job. I thought I could ask you some tough questions.
The Prime Minister today...
What do you think, Tanya?
I think
he's
done very well.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm going to lift the inflation rate. How's that?
Very very good. I'm nervous.
So
No,
I'm
I
going to
think-
ask you some tough questions, and they're going to watch your face and see if they think you're lying or not.
Okay.
Okay, first one. Are you always this lovely and affable, or do you have a dark side?
Dark side.
Annabelle?
True.
Nelson?
True.
Ooh, true.
Okay. Have you ever used the phrase, don't you know who I am?
No.
Do you know who I am?
I don't know.
Telling the truth, I think.
I think he's telling the truth.
False.
Right, I'm definitely going for the news job now.
Have you ever voted on a reality TV programme?
No.
Do you watch them?
Yeah.
Which ones?
You can't avoid them.
Which ones?
All of them.
Even X Factor?
Yeah.
Would you go on that?
No. I'd watch it.
Okay, I think he's been honest.
Very honest, yeah.
Honest.
Yes.
What do you make of this business with Ringo and all the autographs?
I think it's a laugh because, he's his own man. Ringo just says what he wants. And who's to say he can't? I mean, it doesn't endear him to people, but you've got to remember, he's telling the truth.
He doesn't need to endear himself to people.
Exactly. He's always been like that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, really, you say to Ringo, do you want to do that? No. And, it'd be like we'd have a song and we'd bring it in, and he'd go, I don't like that one. And so we could never do it because he never liked it. And he was right.
And the final question on the
Was I telling the truth on that?
Oh, was that true? Was that
Yeah, no lies there.
True.
Possibly.
I expected more of a blank face, I have to be honest, from past experience. And finally, why can't you give me, Annabelle, Nelson and Tanya £1 million each?
Well, I actually am thinking of doing that right now.
Lie.
No, I think that's the truth. I'm hoping it's the truth.
I'm with Nelson.
Right, we're going to play another song.
Well, it's actually true. Come on, give it up. I told you I'd bring you a break.